हेलो बच्चों, वेलकम टू Amazon Academy. हाउ आर यू ऑल? हेलो आशुतोष, हाय सिद्धि, अक्षय, आई गेस. हाउ आर यू गाइस? एंड लक्ष्मण, हेलो. एम आई ऑडिबल? हाउ आर यू ऑल बच्चों? हाय आकांक्षा. राइट, आकांक्षा. हाय नितिन. Oh, I can see some familiar faces. Nice. Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm well. I am great. So, Bacho, this is about myself. I think most of you must be knowing. My name is Ashish Gupta. I did my BTech from IIT Bombay. I had good marks and the background also is quite good. But Bacho, घमंड बिल्कुल भी नहीं है ना. घमंड implies bad ego. I don't have that. Okay. So, Bacho, you must be aware of the live class best practices. I am doing very good, Lakshman. I hope you are doing good as well. So, hi Ashutosh, you can just refresh your page if you're not able to see the screen. Join class on time, attend all classes, revise previous topics, be polite, never spam, and use my doubt section. Okay. And you can also look at the system requirements. You can use either Chrome or Firefox. Use Android version 6 and above. And you will need some internet speed. So, 5 Mbps and above speeds are required. So, Bachcho, before we go on to the Spring Mass system, that is our discussion for today. Do you have any questions? Do you have any doubts in DPP that was given in the last class? Any concern? Any doubt? Bachcho, do you want to ask anything in the DPP? So, there were, I think, 6 questions. And any doubt in that, Bachcho? Akansha, Lakshman, Ashutosh, Nitin, Siddhi. Okay. Yeah, Nitin, so it's your first micro class in physics today. Great. Any doubts from the previous class DPP, which anybody of you want to ask? Okay, no doubt. That's great to know. If there is any doubt, do tell me quickly. Otherwise, we'll move on to the discussion of spring mass system. Although that DPP was pretty good, it had some good level questions. So, if you are able to solve it by yourself, then it's great. If you haven't practiced it yet, I would recommend that you guys should try to solve all those questions by yourself. Okay. Okay, so let's see question number 2, Siddhi. Two particles are executing SHM with the given amplitude and time period, and there are the two locations of the particular particles, and they're approaching each other. At what time do they cross each other? So, beta, in this question, if that DPP was made for a phasor form of SHM, so we'll try to relate and get the answer by phasor form. So if we want to write down the locations at t is equal to 0 for both these particles, so one of them is at A, so obviously the particle is at this point, so this is particle number 1, and the other one is at minus A by 2, and it is given that they both are approaching each other, bachcho. So basically its velocity has to be upwards so that they are basically approaching. So it has to be over here, and if we take over here, then they are basically going away from each other. So obviously the second particle is over here. This distance is a by 2, and we had discussed it quite a lot of times in the last class that this angle will come out to be 30 degree, because the radius of the circle is nothing but the amplitude, right? So what is the angle between 1 and 2? Angle between 1 and 2. Good evening, Rahul. Is equal to basically 120 degree. Now this angle between them will remain constant, right? It won't change with time. The reason is that they are moving at same omega. So if they are moving at same omega, the angle between both of them would remain same. At what time do they cross each other? So I had discussed it the last time, and I had written it in English as well, that if they are crossing each other, it implies that their y coordinate is same, right? They are symmetric about the y-axis. So effectively, they will look something like this, and this is 1 and this is 2. So what you can say, bachcho, that if one has moved like this and this angle is going to be 60 degree, this is also 60. So we can say that theta traveled by any one of them is 60 degree. which is equivalent to how much time? 360 degree corresponds to t time, then 60 degree corresponds to t divided by 6. And time period is given as 6 seconds. So the answer of this question will be 1 second. Is it okay, Siddhi? Please check. Do you understand the solution of this question? I hope this is clear to all. So we have used our phasor analysis to get the answer quickly and correctly, because this is a beautiful method to get the answers, and it has a great feel. It has a great it develops our level of understanding of SHM. So I think it's a great method to remember, right? So this is what we discussed in the last class, and now we shall go to the new topic of spring mass system. Okay. Now, bachcho, as such, the spring mass system, we had already discussed it earlier when we were discussing about linear SHM. So, bachcho, if we talk about the spring mass system, we basically have a spring and a mass is attached to it, right? So this constitutes a spring mass system. And we have discussed about this earlier, that omega of the system is nothing but equal to root k by m. Now, if we look at this formula, bachcho, omega is root k, k by m, is it true everywhere? The answer is yes, it is true everywhere. And where we have a single spring and a single mass, and the mass is supposed to move along the linear length of spring, right? So it is basically free to move along the x-axis, then the SHM motion will have fix omega as root k by m. We can derive this value again as well, not a problem. So if we look this as the natural length of spring, if this is the natural length, and in this case we can also say that this is nothing but the mean position, right? And we can also say this is nothing but the equilibrium position, right? In this case, not necessarily always that natural length is the mean position of spring. It does not work like that, but in this case. So bachcho, if I compress this by x, then the restoring force is equal to minus kx, because that is the formula of spring force, right? This will be equal to m omega square x with a negative sign, because this will be equal to mass into acceleration. A is equal to minus omega square x, and we can get the value of omega as root k by m, right? So I think the derivation of this omega is fine. We did that in the first class as well. Tutorial sessions, Akansha, we are going to discuss some typical advanced level problems on the basis of 5 classes that we have discussed in SHM, right? So probably we will discuss some previous year questions which are of typical quality, basically JEE advanced level. We can also discuss certain questions which are of JEE mains, but then again you might face a little bit of problem in solving them. So ideally we are going to have a discussion session on some typical problems which are based on the first 5 lectures of SHM. Okay. Yeah. So bachcho, what we have to remember over here is that the important thing in the spring mass system is that for a fixed spring and mass system, the angular frequency of the system becomes constant, right? It only depends on, or we can say omega only depends on the physical parameters of the system, right? It depends on your understanding, Nitin. If you feel that if you feel that your SHM is very very weak, you don't understand ABC of SHM, then it's a good idea to go through the recordings, because they are not that extensive. They are only of 1 hour each, so probably in 3-4 hours you will be able to cover everything, and that would really help. If you feel that it's just a case of revising the chapter, already the basics of SHM, then it would be okay for you to even go through the PDF of those classes. Okay, MK, don't worry, beta. Just give your best the next time. It's okay that this percentile is not that bad. Yeah. So since the morning I have been asking students their percentile, and many of them have got even lesser than what you have got. So it's okay. I think the paper was extremely easy, so probably that is why, on your marks you are getting a little lower percentile. But I think, if you keep working hard, then probably the luck will favor you the next time, right? So don't worry, right? Look forward, think about how you can improve your marks the next time when you give your mains exam, okay? So bachcho, the thing is, observe, if you take a spring mass system and have a mass connected to spring in a vertical system as shown, then then बच्चों, in this case also omega will be equal to root k by m. However, the mean position will not be at natural length. The mean position in this case, if you are just keeping this spring mass system connected to a ceiling, then this extension is equal to mg by k, and this position will be the mean position, right? Great, Nitin, great. Thanks a lot. I think, beta, nothing can be done. That is what I say. That, still, if you feel still JEE is relatively the exam in which if you are good, then you will get a good rank and you will be able to do engineering from a good college. Other exams are even more, luck-based exams. You will learn that in a few years. So that is why I usually say that don't worry. Even if you feel that you have been hard done with the type of percentile that you have got, then also please try to look forward. Life is life is going to be like that. Yeah, but if you will work, if you will keep working hard, then your luck will even out. If you feel that you are hard done by, maybe your luck will even out when you give JEE advance. So just keep working hard. Don't think too much. Don't compare too much, right? You will only do harm to you rather than doing good. Okay, so don't think too much about it, right? बिल्कुल. Listen, Siddhi. So what happens over here, बच्चों? If this is the natural length, if this is the natural length of spring, so natural length of spring in this case won't be the mean position, because the mean position or the equilibrium position implies net force is zero, right? So net force is zero only when mg is equal to kx, right? So for x equal to mg by k, we can say that the block will be at its mean position or the equilibrium position. Okay, is it fine? But the time period will still remain same. The time period will still remain 2 pi by omega is equal to 2 pi root m by k. It won't change. Okay, so the type of oscillations that will happen, all of them will have the same time period. Why not? Why can't you improve better? Why should there be a reason that you can't improve? It all depends on you, right? If you just leave everything and stop studying, then you won't. But if you will just keep working hard, think about it and keep working hard, definitely you will improve. There is not an iota of doubt that you cannot. Okay. So, if there is a spring block system which is kept on an inclined plane, even then the omega remains same. It will definitely not change, and you will get the same value of time period. So, what do you think might change, bacho? Will everything remain same if a spring block system is performing oscillations in a vertical plane as compared to oscillations in an inclined plane? So, what do you think might be different in both these type of oscillations, bacho? Can anybody give me an answer to that? What can be different in oscillations in a vertical plane as compared to the oscillations on an inclined plane? What can be different in these type of oscillations? Displacement in that time, any other parameter of motion, any other parameter of SHM that we had discussed earlier, important terms. So assume that there is no friction. Assume that there is no friction, only gravitational force and spring force is there. Amplitude, excellent beta, excellent. So amplitude might be different, right? Amplitude can be different depending on the situation given, right? So let us understand how does it happen, what will be the amplitude of in both these cases, right? So let us see. Suppose बच्चों we are talking of a vertical spring mass system and we release this block at natural length, right? We release this block at natural length. So V is equal to 0 when V is equal to 0 when M is at natural length of spring. So understand what will happen. Now this block will move down, right? This block will accelerate downwards because of mg, and it will reach its equilibrium position, which is also the mean position, right? Now, bachcho, over here, this distance will be equal to mg by k as we discussed earlier, but this is the mean position and v equal to 0 represents the extreme position, right? This is the extreme position. So the distance between mean and extreme, the amplitude over here will be bachcho mg divided by k, right? Also, if you compare the situation of inclined plane, bachcho, can you tell me what will be the amplitude in case of inclined plane? If you release the mass, similarly, when spring is at natural length, v equal to 0, when m is at natural length of spring, what will be the amplitude in this case? Will the amplitude still remain same, bachcho? Mg upon k. Good job, Lakshman and Akansha. Both of you are correct. So obviously, bachcho, when this spring will get extended, this block will come down, and at equilibrium, I can say that mg sine theta is going to be equal to kx, and the amplitude, which is the distance between extreme and the mean position, which will that then be equal to mg sine theta upon k, right? If you put theta as 90-degree, you will still get the same answer over here, because then the inclined plane will simply represent a vertical plane like the previous case. Okay, so bacha, I think this is fine, not a big problem, not a big issue. And the idea behind using such type of equations is also to make sure that you understand what will happen if there are multiple springs connected to a single block. So suppose we have to represent k equivalent in case there are two springs connected in series and then connected to the mass. So if this is k1 and this is k2, bachcho, you all can understand that k equivalent will then be equal to k1 k2 upon k1 plus k2. And in case of parallel combination, bachcho, this everybody should be aware of, that in parallel combination, the k equivalent will simply be equal to k1 plus k2. I hope this is clear to all, not a problem like that of capacitor, bilkul, for sure. MK, you are good, you will do well, don't worry, okay? Just keep working hard. It's the easiest thing in the world. The easiest thing in the world is to give up hope, right? The easiest thing and the most disastrous thing in the world is to give up. And that is something which we don't have to do. So this is a light rod. Actually, you should never give up, even if you haven't scored, even if you have scored less than 95%. The only time when you lose, right, is when you give up, and you don't have to do that. Okay, all of you. So bachcho, if we can assume every spring constant to be equal to k, do tell me what the time period of oscillations of this block M will be. I think MK, those are more of mood swings, right? Everybody feels that the world is conspiring against me and something like that, but all of that is crap. When you keep working hard, when you have that driving force within you, then luck favors you at some point of time, and you never know when that luck will favor you. It might favor you during your JEE advance, right? So if you keep working hard, then the luck factor starts favoring you very often, right? So keep working hard. That is what I would say. Beta Nitin, you will get this PDF later on. So don't worry about writing everything down. You can just listen to what I'm saying and see what I'm writing. If you're comfortable with that, then there is no problem. You need not write everything down. You will get the notes in PDF format. Okay. Okay. For series, you can use k1 k2 upon k1 plus k2. And for parallel, use K equivalent as K1 plus K2. Got it. I think Lakshman, your answer seems correct. I think just you have missed a K term, which is fine, which is okay, not a problem. And Akansha is also correct. And SA Rahul, yeah. So Rahul is also correct. Good. So, bachon, over here, we can obviously replace the system by a single K over here. These three are in parallel, so this becomes 3K. And then these two springs are also in parallel, this becomes 2K. And then you have a mass. So, bachon, over here, K equivalent is equal to K1, K2 upon K1 plus K2. That implies this is equal to 6K divided by 5. And the time period is equal to 2 pi root m by k equivalent, so 5m divided by 6k. Please check. I hope this is clear to all. Any doubt in this? I think it's just you just have to be careful about using the inverse form, bachcho. 2 pi root m by k, right? So k will come down in the denominator. Yeah. Okay. So k will come down in the denominator, and m will be in the numerator section. Okay. So I hope this is clear to all, and these type of questions can be easily solved by you guys. So let's go on to some more questions based on spring mass system. It will, I think, uh, this segment will be more clear once you keep discussing lots of variety of questions based on the concept. So, bachcho, over here, suppose m is given, and there is also another mass m over here. Okay, please check. So right now at t is equal to 0, system is at equilibrium, and bachcho, then rope between, you can use 2m over here, m and 2m is cut, right? M and 2m is cut. Find amplitude of oscillations of m, right? So this m will start performing oscillations. So you have to tell me what is the amplitude of oscillations of m. Okay. And also find the time period. I think time period is quite easy, not a big, not difficult at all. But do tell me what the amplitude is. Initially, m is at extreme. So, bachcho, you have to judge by the given question. At t is equal to, system is at equilibrium and at rest, right? It's kept like this, and then you go and without telling m, you cut this rope. Then what will happen to m? In the subsequent motion, what will be the amplitude of oscillations of m, and what will be its time period of oscillations of m? Not 2m. 2m will just go down with a free fall. Don't have to worry about 2m. You have to find about m. Yeah, time period is perfect, Lakshman. But the important question is the first part, right? Good attempt, Akansha, but it's not correct right now. Good attempt, but there is a small mistake. It's an excellent question. Actually, it's an extremely good question, and it's very important for understanding this part. And you can get such type of questions in any type of exam, right? It's not necessary that you will get only in mains. You can get in advance, and vice versa. It's an excellent problem. Should I solve, or you guys are trying? Siddhi, Lakshman, are you guys trying? Rahul, Nitin, and MK. The answer is in integer multiple of mg by k for sure. But what is that integer? Okay. Sure. I'll give you one more minute. Yes. I think the answer is 2 mg by k, Rahul. Ashutosh. I think the answer is 2 mg by k. So what I'll do is, bachcho, I'll draw some diagrams which I hope are pretty useful to understand what is happening. So initially when m and 2m are connected, bachcho, like this, if this is the natural length, right, natural length of spring, then we can surely say that, bachcho, at equilibrium, the elongation in spring will be equal to 3 mg by k, right? I hope there is no iota of doubt in this, that 3 mg will be equal to kx, then the x will be equal to 3 mg by k, right? When this rope is cut, what will happen, bachcho? What will happen? We can say that currently its speed is equal to 0. Okay. And when the rope is cut, the spring, which is elongated by 3 mg by k, will suddenly find that its mean position has shifted. Okay. Because the mean position is basically representing where net force is 0. And that is the mean position, and that is the equilibrium position. So over here we can say that this x is equal to, bachcho, mg by k. Now understand what is amplitude over here. Amplitude is the distance between the extreme position and the mean position. So what is this position, bachcho, where v is equal to 0? This position is actually representing the extreme position, right? This is the extreme position because here v is equal to 0. This position where f net equal to 0 is the mean position. So the distance between them, that is this length, is the amplitude. And therefore, bachcho, amplitude, if you observe, is this total distance, that is 3 mg by k minus mg by k, and that will give you the answer as 2 mg by k. Bachcho, have you understood this? Please check. This is an incredible question to understand what happens in a spring mass system. And I genuinely hope that you will find this question very interesting. And the next time when such type of questions are in front of you, you won't make a mistake. The time period is obviously equal to 2 pi root m by k, not a iota of doubt, right? Please check. One more question. Let us see. Again, don't be in a hurry. All these questions have some sort of concept involved. I know that you guys are now comfortable in thinking that, yes, the spring mass system is quite easy because omega remains constant. But along with that, you will always be given certain additional things to think about. You cannot be in a hurry because then you will start making mistakes, right? So, bachcho, in this situation, observe that there are two springs which are given to you, right? This spring has spring constant 2k, and there is another spring on the left, and this has a spring constant 3k, right? This mass is given a small speed u towards right. Okay, Lakshman, I'll get back to that question once I explain this question. So you have given a small speed u, and there is a little gap between the springboard and the mass on both sides. So spring is not connected to the mass. find time period find time period of oscillation of M, right? So that is the question. This question has come in the advanced paper in a different format, but yeah, the idea is same what I'm giving you to try out. So bacho, over here, I think this diagram is self-explanatory. The location of M is at V equal to 0, which represents the extreme position, and the mean position is the location where F net is equal to 0. That means X equal to mg divided by K. Now this complete distance, this much, is 3 mg by K. So the amplitude, you can see that this is nothing but difference of 3 mg by K and the mg by K. So that gives us the amplitude as 2 mg by K, because amplitude is the distance between extreme and mean. So it will basically oscillate like this. It will keep on oscillating just like I'm moving my cursor, something like this. Okay, in fact, not like that, extreme and mean, it between extreme and mean, like this. So this is the extreme position, cannot go below this. So obviously it has to go up the extreme position, then it comes back. Okay, please think. Right, Lakshman? Next question. And don't be in a hurry. The time period over here will be sum of two parts. It won't be a single answer. Next extreme is also at 2 mg by K. It is at 2 mg by K from the mean position. Yes, from the mean. Yeah, from the mean it will be 2 mg by K upwards, and the other extreme is 2 mg by K downwards. Yes. Please try. So answer in a yes or no, bachcho. Answer in a yes or no. If this mass M goes towards right, will the spring get elongated? Will the spring 3K get elongated? Will this 3K spring be stretched along with M? Yes or no? When this block is going towards right, will this 3K spring get elongated or stretched? Obviously no. I hope so. Array, how will it get stretched? There is a gap between M and spring. There is no connection between M and spring. How will it get stretched? So basically when the block will go towards right, it will compress this 2K spring, but nothing will happen to 3K spring. It will remain like this because there is some gap between both of them. So the block cannot stretch it by itself, right? There has to be some gum or something. It should be stuck with Fevikwik or something. It cannot get stretched automatically like that only. Okay, please check. So definitely this block is going to compress the spring without this 3K spring getting elongated. So basically, bacho, what will happen is it will go like this, compress the spring, then it will come back, right? Yes, you can say like that, Lakshman. Sure, you can say it in this manner. Definitely. So when we will think beta, when the block will go towards right, so effectively what we can say that it is covering half the motion only due to this spring, in which time period which is getting involved is 2 pi root m by 2k, and the remaining half of the motion, bacho, when it will go towards left, it will compress the 3k spring, and now 2k will not get involved. The half remaining time period will be corresponding to this one. So the total time, can I write this as t1 by 2 plus t2 by 2? Think about it, bacho. So the answer of this question must be equal to pi root m by 2k plus pi root m by 3k. Please check. Does it make some sense? Please check. It's a wonderful question to think about what is happening to a spring mass system, and if the spring is getting compressed and it is coming back, but it is not taking the complete motion of one particular spring. But I have divided it by 2 because it is not completing the whole motion. Had it been perfectly connected to the spring, then it would have compressed the spring, it would have come back, then it would have elongated the spring and then it would have come back. But what we are doing is we are taking only one half of the zone, because the other half of the zone is not because of 2k, it is because of 3k, right? So it's a very interesting question and we have a good answer to it, a very quick answer, and it's important for us to understand. It is fine. Is it fine? Any doubt in this question, bachcho? Another one. Another question. Some old concepts getting re-revised. So, bachcho, over here we have a two block system, and the question is that if the friction coefficient between m and 2m is 0.5, the question is find maximum amplitude of m plus 2m system. Find maximum amplitude of m plus 2m system so that chota m, small m, does not slip over 2m, right? I think beta Nitin, the micro course on NLM has already been conducted, so you can go through that in the view past lessons section on micro course. You can go through those discussions. Okay. So we have to find the maximum amplitude of m plus 2m system so that small m does not slip over 2m. Now this is again a very interesting question. You can take the spring constant to be k, try to relate what is the amplitude, what is the acceleration of SHM, acceleration in SHM, and then try to get the answer of this question. Good job, Akansha. I think your answer is correct. Good one. I think, bachcho, what we have to make sure is that when the whole system goes towards right, you know, acceleration of SHM is equal to magnitude of it is equal to omega square A, right? We can use omega square is equal to A max. Yes, definitely better. You can. So omega over here is root m by k, sorry, root k by m. So mass over here will be 3m, right? So omega square is k by 3m into the max amplitude. So this will become the max acceleration. And bachcho, max acceleration of chota m, small m, will be equal to how much? If you observe the free body diagram, FBD of m, then the FBD of m will have only one single force, that is the friction force, giving it an acceleration. So the max acceleration of chota m will actually depend upon limiting friction divided by small m, and that can be given as mu mg upon m, that will be equal to mu g, and that can be written as 5 meter per second square. So if we just replace the value of 5 over here and k by 3m A max, then we get the value of A max as 15m divided by k. Please try, bachcho. Check Check it out. Is it okay? Definitely, Siddhi. Good job. I think many of you are giving the correct answer. Great to see. Rahul, correct, Nitin. Yes. So let me see if you can get the answers of these two questions by yourself as well. Let me see. A good practice on spring mass system. Please try. So there are two blocks. Bachcho, initially system is at equilibrium. If M2 is removed, find the amplitude of resulting SHM. So initially the system is at equilibrium. If M2 is removed, find the amplitude of resulting SHM. You can take the spring constant as K. It's exactly similar for sure. Yes, you are correct, Rahul. But I just wanted to check whether you can get the correct answer in the first attempt or not. Great. So, bachcho, it's perfectly fine that when you get a pattern of questions, you can say that it looks very different. It looks a little bit different. There are two masses, and we did not consider two masses in any of the situation. But yes, the idea of the question remains same, and that is so good to hear that you guys are able to understand the concept behind such questions, and now you are going to get every such question to be correct. Nice job, Siddhi, Akansha. All of you got the correct answer. So, bachcho, currently from the natural length of spring, the spring is elongated by m1 plus m2 divided by k into g, right? And this is obviously the location where v is equal to 0, and therefore this will be the extreme position, right? Once the mass m2 is removed, what will happen now is that, and many of you got it absolutely correct. I'm so happy to see this, that the mean position will be shifted to a location where x will be equal to m1g by k, and the distance between mean and the extreme is going to be the amplitude. So the amplitude is equal to difference of these two, that will be m2g divided by k. Perfect answer. Good job, guys. Well done. Any doubt in this? Any kind of doubt? Anything you want to ask? Is it fine? All of you got the correct answer, so it should not be any. There should not be any difficulty in getting in understanding this, right? Good. Next, let me see how many of you get this answer to this question correctly. Again, you can consider the spring constant as k, right? Spring constant is k, and initially the system is at rest at equilibrium. Block is compressed by 2a and then released. So you have to find the time period of SHM motion of block, and you can assume elastic collisions. Thanks, Lakshman. I appreciate your message. Yeah, so the thing is that what happens in physics, even though you might feel that advanced questions don't get repeated, my idea is that most of the good exams, like if you are even preparing for NEET, then you have aims in front of you. So in those exams, the pattern of questions are similar. So if your understanding is good, if you have understood the concept, then there should not be any kind of question. Even if they try to frame a new type of question, the pattern would be quite similar, the underlying concepts are similar, then you should be able to solve those questions by yourself. So like even in this case, if you have understood phasor, and if you understood the today's concept of spring mass system, you should be able to solve this question in 1 minute. You won't be. I have written so much to write down the question, but I'll be writing down much lesser when I'll be giving you the solution. So that is the idea, right? That one can also see in the solutions of advanced papers that the solutions are very uh, crisp and small. They are not very lengthy in physics. Not the not. I'm not saying it for the remaining subjects. You all know that. I hope you all know that, right? So uh, for sure, like chemistry was my nemesis, and I really, really didn't like that subject. Although I put the maximum amount of hard work in that, but the response wasn't that great from chemistry. So I concluded that I'm not made for chemistry, right? So uh, there are a few things in life which you have to accept, and for me, it was like chemistry and I are not made for each other. Okay. So in this question, there is a spring block system, and initially, no, Nitin, but you guys should keep working hard. You should not leave it. And if you still don't get good marks at the end, and then you can use such a dialogue that you don't like chemistry, but till the time you don't go and study engineering, till that time you should keep working hard. No, beta, no, Lakshman. The answer is not simply 2 pi root m by k. It's not that straightforward. Think again. Think again. There is a reason why they have given A and 2A, and there is a reason why they have given elastic collisions. It's not that straightforward. Maybe you can draw a phasor diagram and think what is going to happen during the oscillations of this block. Will the block be able to complete the whole oscillations, or will it actually cover only a part of the oscillation? So what I'm doing, I'm not giving you the answer, but I'm giving an idea what is happening. So bachcho, if you have compressed the block to two-way distance, you are effectively bringing the block at this point, right? And when you are going to leave the block, it will go along this phasor. It will reach the mean position. The block will come at this point. It will go towards right. It will hit the wall. So at that moment, bachcho, the block will not be at 2A. The block will be at A, right? This will be A. And the radius of the circle is basically the amplitude, that is 2A. So we can again say, we have done it a lot of times, that this angle is going to be 30 degree. Now what is going to happen after that? The block will suddenly change its velocity from right to left because the collision is elastic. So in that same instant, the block is going to come to the left side. Think about it. And then it will keep on rotating. It will keep on, moving along the linear SHM motion. It will keep performing that motion. But bachcho, what happened is that this part of SHM, this whole segment is removed. This part is removed due to collision. Now any answer that you can give me, bachcho? What do you think will happen? What do you think will be the answer? What is the motion that it covers? It does not complete the whole motion. It completes only this part. So this is 30 degree. This also will be 30 degree. This is 180 degree. So the complete angle will be 180 plus 60. That is 240 degree. Now for 360 degree, bachcho, the time taken will be capital T, which is equal to 2 pi root m by k. For 240 degree, what will be the time taken? It will be 2/3 of capital T. That will give you 4 pi by 3 root m by k. Please check, that is the answer of this question. Please check. Have you understood? Right, Akansha, you are correct in saying that the time period is going to be 2 times T by 3. Correct. Have you understood, Lakshman? Nitin? Rahul? Yeah, Rahul, your answer seems correct now. So the thing is, once you have got a sense of spring block system, and once you have seen the phasor analysis, then you can approach the variety of problems by very nice mannerisms like this. Yeah, you need not always write down the standard equation of SHM. In fact, I think bachcho, you could have seen that for two classes I haven't even written y is equal to x equal to a sine omega t plus phi. I haven't even written it once. So I've been solving questions only by phasor method. I know that basically what I'm doing is I'm converting a non-uniform motion into a uniform motion by assuming the parameters along y-axis, and therefore I am in a very cool zone. Yeah, so the effort seems to be very low. Okay, so bachcho, we can also discuss about energy, right? We can also discuss about energy since we have 10 minutes with us. Energy in SHM. Let us discuss about basics of energy in SHM. No problem, Nitin. So kinetic energy is simply equal to half mv square, right? And we know that v is equal to omega root a square minus x square. So v square will be equal to omega square into a square minus x square. Please observe potential energy, bachcho, similarly can be written as half kx square for spring, and we know that omega is equal to root k by m. So k is m omega square into x square. Total energy, if you add these two, ke plus pe, that comes out to be half m omega square a square, which we can see this is nothing but constant, right? I hope you must have seen at some point or the other, you must have seen these equations and they are not difficult at all. Also, the energy graphs are important because we see certain questions which keep appearing, regarding energy and versus x. So the parabolic curves which will appear for energy versus x, this is the graph of potential energy. The reverse form will be the graph for kinetic energy, and the sum of these two, that will basically be representing a constant energy line. This is representing total energy of SHM. Is it fine, bachcho? Is there any doubt in this part which I have written on the slide? Anything you want to ask? I think it's pretty straightforward. The point where P and K both intersect might also be known to many, quite popular. Ke is equal to Pe, so that will give us half m omega square a square minus x square is equal to half m omega square x square. So this gets cancelled out. X is equal to plus minus a by root 2, right? Total mechanical energy. Exactly, Nitin. So this is a by root 2, this is minus a by root 2. Okay, so Lakshman, the T line is basically sum of K and P. Now this comes out to be constant. So this point is basically equal to half m omega square a square, right? So this whole line is representing a constant value of total energy. Please check. Is it fine now? Is it okay? Yeah. So one very important point to add, which many of the children miss, in fact, most of them, have no idea about this, is that potential energy, PE, has no absolute meaning, right? PE has no absolute meaning, no absolute value. We assume a standard. PE is equal to 0 at x equal to 0. However, difference in P is defined. Good job, Akansha. Nice. However, if PE is not equal to 0 at x equal to 0, earlier equations and graph of PE won't be relevant, right? Now, just to take an example, bacha, I'm taking an example that PE is assumed to be A at x equal to 0. Where we assume PE is equal to 0, we assume P equal to A. And we assume, bacho, KE is equal to B at x equal to 0. So, assuming these two, bacho, you have to give me the value of total energy. What is the total energy? You have to give me max value of PE. You have to give me minimum value of PE. You have to give me max value of KE. and you have to give me min value of Ke. Let me see how many of you give me the correct answer in the first attempt. Have you understood the question? So effectively what you are saying is that at ground, what we say is that, potential energy mgh, that formula we don't assume that to be relevant. We don't take h as h0 as u0. We assume some non-zero value at ground. So what will happen to the remaining values of P? We will just add that constant value and say it as the PE value at any h. So total energy is A plus B for sure. Good job. I think Rahul, Lakshman, both of you are correct. Total energy is A plus B. Understood. Siddhi, you are correct. Perfect. What will the max value of PE? What is the max value of PE? So Akansha, think about half m omega square a square. Probably that is given as B. If you think about it, you are totally correct in writing the answer as this. But haven't I given that half m omega square a square as B? Because I've told you Ke at x equal to 0. Now x equal to 0 is the mean position where Ke is maximum. So this is basically representing the max Ke. Right? So this Ke max is also nothing but half m omega square a square. So effectively PE max will be how much? Can I say that PE max will be A plus B? Bachcho, think. This is very interesting. This is very interesting that max value of PE is going to be A plus B. See what is happening at extreme position, and this is going to happen at the extreme position. At extreme position, the whole kinetic energy will get converted to P. But already you have PE is equal to A. So when B gets converted to PE, then the total PE will become A plus B. Right? Please check. And what about PE min? PE min is obviously given as A, and this is at mean position. What about Ke max? Ke max is given as B. This is at mean position. And Ke min will be 0 at extreme position. Please check, bachcho. Do you understand these terms which I have written? Is there any doubt in understanding any of them? I think, yeah, Rahul, perfect. Good answer. So it's a very interesting, form, and we will discuss some more questions of on based on energy of SHM in the next class, right? So today we are going to stop at this point where I have discussed energy of SHM, but we'll discuss some more questions based on it in the next class. Yes, beta, this is 11th class topic, Nitin. I hope you are in 11th class right now, is it? You are in 11th, or which class you are? Yeah, oscillations chapter is in 11th class. Simple harmonic motion. Okay, so you want the class to remain continued. But this is a 1 hour class, okay? So we are basically going to end at 9 p.m. You are going to 11. So basically you are in class 10th, is it so? Okay. Okay, so 10th class students are also giving me correct answers in SHM. So I don't know whether I should be proud of myself or I should be proud of you. Thank you, thank you, Vita. So Lakshman, it's definitely in pipeline, but yeah, that's something which you will be knowing about it on the dashboard. So I don't think it will be very soon. I don't think it will be within a month or so, but yeah, I think it should take some time, a couple of months or something, to start courses on NEET. Thank you, Nitin. Thank you. So, Bacho, I hope you understood today's class, and there was something which you liked in the session. You must have felt a good vibe going on based on the topics that we discussed. All of you were excellent: Akansha, Nitin, Lakshman, Siddhi, and Rahul, right? So really happy to teach you guys, and we do try to discuss relevant things during the class, and I hope that you guys find it very useful. Surely the class will be continued, and we will meet tomorrow right? We'll meet tomorrow, and we will meet tomorrow. We'll just keep discussing this SHM. We'll discuss some questions on energy, and we'll also discuss force method to find time period. And it will be quite a fun because we'll be discussing some short tricks to get answer to time periods quickly, right? I think Lakshman, it will be a bit later than that. It will be a bit later than that. It will be difficult to implement everything by first week of April. It should be probably in May or something like, right? Thank you, beta. Thanks, double A. So, bacho, all the very best to all of you, and have your dinner, take rest, and we'll meet tomorrow. Okay, bacho. God bless you all. This is me, Ashish Gupta, signing off. Bye, bacho.
For detailed videos, daily practice problems, and live chat, visit academy.amazon.in or download the app.